Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WTNB's coverage of the inaugural Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic here at Cambridge Square in Ottawa. Brian Russell, Danny Bradley, and we are joined right now by a very special guest, Carl Sodergren. And Carl, welcome. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Why don't you tell the folks at home a little about this event?
Thank you for being here. This is a huge event for Ottawa. This is the 2016 Lamar Johnson Classic, a barbecue event presented by Food City. We've brought 12 of the finest barbecue contestants teams from around the area together to compete for several prizes and, of course, the grand prize, which will be presented this evening at 5 o'clock in the main stage.
All right, and we've got 12 teams.
12
correct?
teams, that's correct.
And we've got 3 different categories. We have a chicken, we got pork spare ribs, and bone and pork butt, correct?
That is correct.
All
That
right.
is correct. We just had the what we call the sudden death of the grilling event. It's a contest where they didn't know what they were going to be cooking. They just had to be prepared. They were presented today at Oktoberfest with Cambridge Square, natural choice of brats, and they had to prepare brats sight unseen. They just had to be prepared to do it. They had 30 minutes to turn it in, and we just announced the winner a few minutes ago.
That's the Too Hot, Too Fast competition.
That's the Too Hot, Too Fast grilling event. That's
so
correct.
Want to let the public know who won that one? Choo Choo Q.
Choo Choo Q took it
Yep.
took it away. That's right.
Choo Choo Barbecue out of Chattanooga. And Danny, I believe you got to sample some of that. How was it?
Got to sample some of it really, really well. It was nice, had a nice flavor to it. Got a chance to talk to all of the barbecuers here pretty much right as they were turning their samples in. His secret, and I don't know, I'll have to go ahead and tell him, just you keep it between you and I. He injected his brats.
He injected, really?
Where other people were trying different recipe samples, there was one that even had a taco flavor to it.
I saw that.
Had
That looked really good.
lettuce, a little salsa with it, but yeah, so it was good. Looking forward for today and a lot of food tasting to happen. But you mentioned one of the sponsors, Food City. Food City sponsors today's event, but
That's
also all of the meats, all of the food, all of the preps, everything being sponsored by Food City, and Food City donated all of that for all of the cookers here today.
Food City made this entire thing possible. So thank you, Food City. And if you guys would excuse me, I need to announce to the pitmasters. Pitmasters, your attention please, pitmasters. 1 minute until turn in. 1 minute until turn in begins. You have a very short window. 1 minute. Thank you.
So there you go. You heard 1 minute until turn in for the chicken. So Carl's got to go. He's going to be a busy guy today. You'll be back and forth joining us, I'm sure, as the day goes on.
Absolutely.
So we're going to step away and take a quick break. And when we come back, Danny and I will tell you more about this event and some of the other things that they have down here. But if you're watching, you don't have anything to do, come down to Cambridge Square. It's a beautiful day. A lot of food, a lot of vendors. Stick with us on WTNB. Danny Bradley, Brian Russell here at the Lamar Johnson Classic. Danny, like we said, the inaugural event, the very first year that they've done this, and what a turnout we've had so far.
Oh, a great turnout so far. I mean, we've got, just hundreds and hundreds of people back here behind us. If you're watching, come join us. It's going to be fun today. Judging is going to last all day long. We started with chicken first. We just got through with the chicken turn-in. So we'll have cooking all day long, and the judging, and then the final event will be broadcast at 5 o'clock. That's when they will announce the winners. But, people, who is Lamar Johnson? The inaugural Lamar Johnson Barbecue. Well, Lamar Johnson is actually the person that is thought to have opened the first barbecue restaurant here in Ottawa, and the person that's known in this area as the first person to barbecue. The foothills of White Mountain, a place called Owl Hollow, and I tell you what, man, if you're an eater like we are and a barbecue connoisseur, this is the place to be today, Brian.
We're glad he invented it, right?
Exactly. If he was alive today, we'd say, thank you, Lamar Johnson.
I'd probably give him a kiss. So, well, we're going to run down some of the rules for you of this event, just so that you watching at home can understand what these vendors and these competitors have gone through. Each one of these 12 competitors paid $200 to get into this competition. They were able to get here at 5 a.m. this morning. However, they couldn't start cooking until 7 a.m. And as Danny mentioned earlier, there was 3 categories. There's chicken, pork spare ribs, and a bone-in pork butt. But they also had a mystery meat, which you said was bratwurst, and nobody knew that, and so that was a little wild card there.
All right, and then when they announced that to them today, everyone come together, all the cooks, and they said, here's your mystery meat, brats, go. Too hot, too fast. They could cook it any way they wanted to. That's the one thing with barbecue. Any barbecue connoisseur knows, you have to have a pit barbecue. It's not something you do quickly. It takes time. This is one that they could actually use gas grills if they wanted to. The majority of them said, no, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. So, $200 to the winner. You talked about that. Overall today, over $3,000 worth of prize money, which is unheard of in an inaugural event like today. That's a lot of money just for cooking.
It is. And each of these teams were required to provide their own proteins, meaning their own meat. None of the proteins could be pre-cooked, brined, or rubbed with spices. They had to do all of that on site here. When they're done cooking it, they have to put it in a styrofoam container, no garnishes, and turn it in to be judged. And as we mentioned, there's 3 different categories. The winners will be paid in cash after the ceremony. So at 5 o'clock, they're going to pay out all the winners. And the cash winning breakdowns are as follows. For a category win, you get $400. So it will be a chicken, a bone-in pork butt, and the spare ribs. Each one of those will receive $400. Second place gets $250. Third place gets $150. Now, the highest overall score for all 3 will walk away with $2,400.
And that will be your grand champion, if you will.
That is correct.
So the first one that we've talked about with chicken, they had the turn in on that. Typically, it will be chicken legs. They will trim the knuckle off of the end. Do some, some will inject, some will let them set in a brine for a while before they, do all of the cooking, everything that they have to do. There's just different ways to do it. And here today, these judges are going to have a hard time on the judging because we've got some tough competitors here today, and it's going to be fun for them.
It really is. And let me correct myself. The total prize payout is not $2,400. That's the total purse. The overall winner will receive $500. So really, you could win all 3 categories. That's $1,200, and then $500 for the win in walkway was $1,700. So a lot of money on the line today. Beautiful day here at Cambridge Square in Ooltewah. If you're watching, come out. Enjoy the food. There's craft booth. There's old cars. There's craft beer. Tons of things to do. People out here with their dogs walking. It's a beautiful day. I know you were walking around earlier sampling some of the things.
Bring the kids, very kid-friendly. A lot to do out here, arts and crafts. We have an antique Volkswagen collection, as Brian talked about, some of the old VW vans and VW bugs, and some of them decorated just unbelievably. You'd have to come see them for yourself to believe it and also to enjoy it. Great day out here. You can kind of hear the wind a little bit. Sun is shining bright, though. Beautiful day. Come out and see us and say hi.
That's right. Stop by the WTNB. We're right out here where all the competitors are. Make sure you stop by, say hi to us. So we're going to go ahead and step away. I hear 1 minute until the judging of the chicken. So we're going to step away, take a break, and we'll be back with some interviews with some of these competitors. So stick with us on WTNB.
For the chicken turn-in of the BBQ Classic event, Lamar Johnson Classic.
Welcome back to the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic. Danny Bradley along with Brian Russell and a special guest with us. One of our competitors today from Eat My Brisket, Eunice. Welcome to WTNB.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So how's it going so far?
I think we've all been here since 4 a.m., so we're tired and we have 2 more turn-ins and we just want to sit down and just drink some beer. So
have a little rest?
Yes, very much so.
But so you said we have been here. Who is the we in the we?
So the people who are here with me today is good friends of mine. One is my sous chef, Jocelyn Goulam, and she's to the left with the sunglasses. Then we have Mariella Constantino, who is basically my marketing / PR director for Eat My Brisket.
All right, well, good. Thank you. So each of the competitors have a different way of preparation. Each of the competitors also have a different way of cooking. What are you cooking with today?
You mean my technique?
Yeah, well, as far as the type of cooker you have.
Oh, okay. So I believe I'm the only one who is using a Weber Smoky Mountain, which is a horizontal smoker. The neighbor next to me is also having a horizontal smoker, but basically the heat is at the bottom. There's a water pan, and that helps with moisture within the smoker itself. So I think that's the difference between me and the other competitors. Everyone else seems to have like a horizontal smoker.
Okay, so as far as the competition, how long have you been in this?
So my understanding of this competition was supposed to be backyard amateur, such as myself, who's never, this is like my first rodeo. And we had a seminar about a month ago, and people like Will and Jeff all came, and they have a nice trailer with a smoker attached, a nice place to sleep. For myself, I have just the backyard smoker, so I have a truck full of things. I was like, wait a minute, this is not amateur. And so I think in this competition world, I've realized there's such a variety of what amateur means. I mean, in the Kansas, huge competition, that's the professionals, but I didn't know what to expect. But I think doing this has definitely expedited my learning curve in this world of competition and just barbecue in itself. So I'm just having fun and just learning as much as I can. Yeah,
and that's all
it is.
Part.
Yeah,
Have
that's
fun
all it is.
And then learn.
Yeah,
so,
that's all it is.
Brian, any questions?
Just what kind of spices are you using on the various meats?
Ooh, so that is probably credit to all the people out there who post stuff on YouTube about their secrets. I don't think there's really necessarily my secret, so that's something I appreciate, all the people who write books about it and willing to share. I think the combination I have that's probably different is probably my chicken, because it's like a honey chipotle vinegar, and I remember Jeff telling me, like, what are you going to use that for? And I was like, why? Can I not use it? I was like, I know this is more of a Carolina sauce. I was like, is this a sin to use in Tennessee? What's going on? He's like, well, I don't know about that, but I used it, and we'll just see what happens. So.
Well, Eunice, thank you very much.
You're
and
welcome.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you throughout the day, and
Sure.
you can throw us some samples over here.
I will.
Thank
Sure
you again
thing.
very
Thank
much.
you.
So stay with us. We'll be back with WTNB.
Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa for the inaugural Lamar Johnson Classic Barbecue event. Brian Russell, Danny Bradley here on WTNB. And right now we're joined by another special guest, Sean Cosby of Choo Choo Barbecue, correct?
Yes, sir. East Brainerd Road.
All right. Well, congratulations, because it's our understanding you won the first event, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and what was that for? Yeah, hold this up there.
It was for the brats.
All right. And we understand that you were one of the few competitors, or the only competitor, that actually injected your brat. Is that correct?
I didn't inject mine. We did a beer barbecue honey glaze.
All right. So how'd you come up with that? Is that something you use quite often? Or
No,
just
literally on the fly. I've never cooked a brat in my life. I've
Really?
eaten plenty of them, never eaten them.
never? That's amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Danny, you want? Yeah, I know
Well,
you had
I was
some
supposed
questions
to say, now this is a competition. You're coming off of a win back a couple of weeks ago or so in Chickamauga.
Yep. We did the blue and gray barbecue contest in Chickamauga. I got grand champion of that.
So congratulations on that win.
Thank
and
you.
Looking forward to some wins today.
I hope so.
Now you've already done the chicken turn-in, right?
We did the chicken turn-in, yes.
Okay. So now with the chicken, anything special that you do with that other competitors may not do?
We smoke them and we try to get the skin as crispy as possible. So, I think that's the goal for everybody, to bite through skin. So,
good. So we talked to one competitor already, and kind of as we go through, we'll ask them, not necessarily for secrets, unless you do have a secret you want to share with us, but what type of smoker are you using today?
It is custom made. It's not a brand.
So custom made?
Yep.
Okay.
I had the guy that designed my smoker at the restaurant. We took an old propane tank and we turned it into a portable smoker.
So it's a nice size portable smoker then.
250-gallon old propane tank.
Okay. So what time did you and the team start this morning?
We got here at about 6:30.
All right.
A little tired?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell the people where, if they want to try your barbecue, if they can't try it today, where can they try it?
We're on East Brainerd Road in between the Food City and the Burger King and the old Central Park building.
All right. So do you do a lot of these? I know you mentioned you won a couple weeks ago.
This is my fourth one.
Okay.
So
fourth one.
this is just me kind of get my feet in there a little bit.
All right.
I like to do more. It's just being able to travel, you know.
Right. And I'm sure it's a huge time commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now, what did you use? What kind of spices did you use on the chicken, if you can share that?
We got a special choo-choo rub we put on there, and we did apple cider vinegar and like olive oil.
Okay, great. Well, we know you're a busy man. We know you got to get back to, is it the ribs next?
Yep, ribs
All
are
right.
next.
So, Sean, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining
Nice to
us.
meet you.
Good luck, and
Thank you.
congratulations on the win.
Yeah, congratulations on the prize.
Thank you.
And feel free to bring any samples that you
Okay.
can't serve over here to Danny and I.
I got you.
All right. Stick with us on WTNB. We'll be back with more barbecue action. Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa, the Lamar Johnson Classic Barbecue event. And as you can see behind us, we've got our competitors working hard, getting ready for the rib turn-in. We've already had the chicken turn-in, and now they're getting ready for the rib turn-in. And you see a lot of the competitors here cutting them, getting ready, and you see them wearing gloves. And Danny, why is that? Why do they wear gloves?
Well, they wear gloves, obviously, for cleanliness, but you'll see the different competitors with different colored gloves. Some have blue, some will have orange, some will have black. But when they're cutting these meats, and you see 4 racks of ribs that he's working on, what they're trying to do is get 6 to 8 really good ribs for the judges to taste. And so they'll take 3-4 racks of ribs and pick the most perfect one. The gloves, though, as they're slicing the meat, especially when you get to the pork butt, but any of them, the chicken, the ribs as well, when they're slicing them, they have to slice them so precise and their fingers are so close. If they accidentally cut into the glove and it gets part of the meat, when the judges taste at it with the clear gloves, they're automatically disqualified. With the colored gloves, the competitors can see, oh, wait a minute, I cut a piece of my glove off, let me get that out of there. All it is just a simple, 1, for safety, but also 2, for a chance for them to not get disqualified by having something other than meat in their box. So thought that was kind of neat.
That's very interesting, and I think you and I can testify that you cut yourself quite frequently at home when we do it, when we cut our ribs and everything, so good.
These are professionals.
Yeah,
so,
but still, accidents can happen.
Exactly. So. Well, and we walked through as they were some of the ones, and it's funny the different, and I say funny, not funny, but the different competitors, how they're doing the ribs. We've seen some with dry rub and dry rub only. We saw some with a glaze. We saw a couple that had glazes that just looked like they had been waxed. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to eat that. It looks almost too good to eat. But, I tell you what, boy, it's making me hungry.
Well, and you brought up a good point about them picking out the best ribs. Over here, they'll go through and they'll pick the ones with the most meat on them, and they'll discard the ones that don't, or actually hand them out to the people watching. So,
yeah. Well, and this is a Kansas City competition here. So with the ribs, what you want to do, you want to be able to put the rib in your mouth and take a bite and gently have the meat come apart. You don't want the meat to come off the bone. You don't want it to slide off the bone. You don't want it to be tough. So what they're doing, they'll take 2 or 3 ribs, 1 from each rack that they have, and test the taste, test the texture of it, make sure that it has a good bark on it, one that the judges are looking for, crispy on the outside, and then also too that flavor profile. And as we talk to each of the competitors, and we've been asking, what do you do? What's your secret? What do you put on there? That's that flavor profile, and the judges, they want to be able to taste that in the first bite. They want to be able to taste that in the last bite as it goes down. So a lot of fun here today, Brian.
Oh, it is. This is great. First time we've ever done this, and so glad we did. We'll go ahead as we're getting ready to turn in the ribs here. We're going to go ahead and take another break, and we'll be back with more action here on WTNB. Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa. WTNB's coverage of the Lamar Johnson Classic Barbecue event. Danny Bradley, Brian Russell. We're joined by our good friend Carl again. Carl, how's it been going?
It's going great, man. I'm having some of the best barbecue ever. In fact, if I start drooling, it's because of this barbecue. I can smell it. I'm still hungry. I've had some of the best ribs. The rib turn-in just happened, and it was wonderful. And we're waiting on the final turn-in to take place in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is tomorrow when we all start having barbecue withdrawal.
Barbecue withdrawals.
Exactly. Danny and I were able to walk around. We got to try some, and we almost had a dog attack us while we were at commercial break because we all smell like barbecue.
That's right. There is a 12-step program for that, by the way.
First one is admitting you have a problem. Right?
It's a good problem.
So right now we're waiting for them to turn in the pork, correct?
The pork butt barbecue is about to turn in, and it's the fourth and final of the barbecue of a 4-event barbecue contest.
All right, and so they'll judge that, and then we'll announce all the category winners and then the overall winner, correct?
The overall winner, we're going to announce those at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock.
All right, so you still got time. If you're out there, come on down. Lots of great activities, craft beer, some arts and crafts booth, some old cars, and barbecue. So come down if you're in the area.
Having an ale is wonderful, by the way. It helps with this barbecue.
All right, well, stick with us on WTNB. We'll be back after this.
Ottawa, Tennessee. Danny Bradley along with Brian Russell, WTNB, at the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic here at Cambridge Square. And Brian, so far, I mean, this has just been a wonderful day.
Oh, perfect day. The wind's actually settled down a little bit, but even with the wind, it's not too cold. You know, lots of people walking around in short sleeves like me, and then some people that don't like the cold weather. We got long sleeves, but it's a beautiful day. Bring your families out. I mean, I've been really impressed with this event. I wasn't really sure what to expect when we got here, but
yeah, well, you know, Lamar Johnson, we talked about barbecue, and we're talking about barbecue, obviously, but a little bit of history. We said, you know, Lamar Johnson, you know, started the first barbecue restaurant, if you will, here in this area back in the early 1900s. Mineral Park, Mineral Springs here around in this area back in the early 1900s in Perry County, where he sold his barbecue at his house, his farm. And you say, wait a minute, there's no such thing as Perry County. Exactly. Back in 1910, Perry County went bankrupt and they absolved the county. Half of it went to Hamilton County, the other half went to Bradley County. No more Perry County, but lots of barbecue here for both of us to enjoy.
Oh, it has, and you know, like I said, we got to walk around and taste some of the entries that the judges had, and I've been so impressed so far. I mean, delicious. You and I joked about what are we going to do tomorrow when we wake up and there's no barbecue.
Maybe we'll get something to take home with us, take-home box. So, Carl joining us again. So, Carl, what's going on?
And they're just beginning the turn-in process. You'll see people moving quickly to the judges' lounge. They want to get to the judges' lounge while their box is still hot. You know, everybody wants their barbecue hot. And there's a thing we call in the barbecue competition business as BBQ DQ, and that means you're late, you're disqualified. So you don't want BBQ DQ because I bet your turn-in was actually really, really good.
Yeah, and probably those are the ones. All of the DQs are the ones that probably would have won it, right?
It always goes that way, right?
Well, and can you imagine being here since 4 a.m., 5 a.m. today, and then you don't get to turn your entry in? How frustrating that would be. So.
Right, and if that was me, had BBQ DQ, I would claim it was rigged against me.
Well, that's what's funny, you know, talking about some of this with the barbecue and the contest. And not only Eunice, we talked to earlier. Of course, you know, she's just simple here, a couple of cookers, but then we have others with toy haulers that are, you know, they have their own kitchen, bedrooms, bathrooms.
It's just serious. I mean, motorhomes. I mean, you know, there is no end. In fact, I know one or two teams here have motorhomes. Didn't bring them today just because this is a small event.
So. Getting closer to the 4 o'clock hour, judges, how do you pick the judges for an event like this?
Well, the judges are picked from some have experience, and we also pick people that don't have experience, that are new to judging. This gives a different element because you have a fresh palate.
And here goes a box.
You know, here goes a box right here. I believe that was
go.
That was Eat My Brisket, Eunice Kim, Pitmaster.
And the reason we were asking about the judges is because Danny and I would love next year to be judging. In fact, we could just do the broadcast from the judges' table.
You know, I wouldn't get messy at all with the mic.
GoPro. We give you bite-by-bite action. And Danny laughed at me before earlier going on break when I said coming back with more action. I mean, to me, it's action because I love food. So
it's action.
To watch them cook,
you know, is this an art? Is it a science, or is it a sport?
Exactly.
I vote sport.
Hey, I'm all in favor of that. Maybe we can get a pro league out here.
If you can watch a car go around in a circle for 4 hours, you can eat barbecue and call it a sport.
So I would say, judging by the turnout today, this is going to happen again next
year,
year,
has been extremely successful. I mean, people have been coming around and asking questions. We've had people already say, how do we enter our team in next year's competition?
So are we going to expand it next year for more than 12 teams, or are we going to keep it at 12?
That's not for me to decide.
But if you had your way.
But all indication is this thing will grow.
All right. Well, that's what we want to hear.
Any type of a guesstimation as to how many people have been through here today?
I couldn't even begin to tell you. I mean, it's been more successful than I even expected it to be. First time event, they're not usually attended all that well. This is in conjunction with the Oktoberfest. It's even attended bigger than ever. Maybe it's the barbecue event that brought the people here in conjunction, but it's a successful event all around. And as Steve Ray likes to call it, it's the family reunion of Ottawa.
Well, the best part about all of this is it's free. Thank to all of our sponsors, including Food City, but all of our sponsors, thank you so much, because this right here, This is what makes it a family atmosphere. You don't have to worry about paying to get in. You don't have to say, okay, well, I've only got 20 minutes to spend. Come spend 20 minutes with us. I guarantee you'll double it to 40 minutes.
And here's the best part. People don't even know this. They don't even have to pay for barbecue. I'm not saying they're just going to get all the barbecue they can possibly eat. But if you're here after turn-in, that's when the samples go out. They prepare enough to pick what is the best to turn in, because this is a competition, and the rest of it they freely hand out. And
we've got people circling like vultures,
vultures,
know it
absolutely.
after
And who could blame them? This stuff is wonderful.
Exactly. And so maybe next year we can even get the vendors to prepare some stuff ahead of time, to where they could even, maybe if they had enough people, sell it to the people while they're doing their entries. But
absolutely.
It's been great, and all the vendors have been great. The competitors are not afraid to share their secrets or talk about what their process is, which makes it very nice.
And that's what this is. This event is a little different. It's all about, they required the participants to prepare their meats right up front, so people can come around and ask, well, why are you doing that? What's your secret? And some of the secrets they share, some way they won't, of course. You won't share all your secret sauces.
Right.
But it's all about learning to either be better in your backyard, or maybe you want to enter a competition.
Well, I tell you what, it's helped me become a better barbecuer. So
a better barbecue eater.
Well, good. We'll be over at your house tomorrow.
All right. Well, Carl, thank you very much.
Hey,
We've got another guest that wants to step in.
Absolutely.
And we'll see here, Tim Rogers with Legacy.
Yes, sir. Take it away.
So, Tim, welcome. Danny Bradley, Brian
Danny.
Russell.
Brian Russell, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
So, what have we got?
Well, we're really excited because we're getting ready to put in a big subdivision in back of Cambridge Square. And this has been something that's going on for a long time, and we're so excited for the community, Cleveland, Ottawa, Chattanooga, to have this development.
Well, great. We were talking earlier about Cambridge Square, how much in the 8 years that I've been here, how much this has grown. It's just, exponentially, and just so beautiful out here. A great place to bring the kids, go for a walk, stop for a burger or something to drink. It's just great. Now that you're adding a development back here, what is that going to mean to the community?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. And what's going to be really nice about the development back here is that you don't have to drive downtown Chattanooga to go eat anymore. You can come up here. You can still go down there, which is great restaurants, but now you can take your golf cart and drive up here and have supper, shop, be with family. It's just going to be an awesome thing.
So talk a little bit about the development. Where are we looking at? Are we looking at townhouses? What exactly?
Excellent question. There is some talk that we may have a few townhomes, but it is going to be mainly single-family residential homes. So square footage-wise, we're looking at 2,100 square feet minimum, up to maybe 5,000-6,000 in some of our estate lots. So, but it's going to be great. Barry Payne is the developer and builder back there, and I'm telling you what, you cannot find a better guy to do that work. He's had over 30 years experience building in Chattanooga, and his reputation is awesome. So
when can we expect to start seeing some of the homes finished so that people can start taking tours?
Great question. And with construction,
you
know exactly how it is. It's been so dry. If it would stay this dry all winter, it'd be up in no time. But depending on the weather, we're looking at about 6 months before we get our model homes built. But we're getting ready to start on those right away. But I encourage anybody that's interested in looking at this development to come down. We've got a new sales and information center here at Cambridge Square, and it's going to be open during the week and Saturday. May open it Sunday. We still haven't decided that or not. We have some excellent agents that are trained, especially in new home sales, that can help people make good decisions. It's non-pressure. We just want quality. We've got quality building, and we're just looking for people that are interested in that.
Well, good. Thank you. Had any barbecue today?
I have not. In fact, let me just tell you this. Our builder and developer, Barry Payne, is actually here. He's in one of the barbecue. I haven't had a chance to go and try it yet, but I understand it's excellent.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much for joining
thank
us.
y'all.
And looking forward
Very nice
to
to
it.
meet you, sir.
You're welcome.
So Danny Bradley along with Brian Russell at the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic. I'd like to, again, thank our sponsors, Food City and then Steve Ray Midnight Oil. We'll be back and more barbecue on WTNB. Welcome back to Ottawa, where we are at the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Festival, and Danny Bradley along with Brian Russell. And today we've turned over that instead of WTNB, it's WTNBBQ. So
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
So we're joined here with Will Smith, one of the contestants here. And Will, so far, what do you think about today, the inaugural, the kickoff?
It's a killer event, man. I mean, it's a great turnout, great teams, great experience. I mean, it's little rookies versus pros versus, firefighters versus, it's a great eclectic mix of pitmasters.
So now when you talk about that, and I know you're a little bit shy, but I'll put you up there on that pedestal.
All right. Put me up there. It's all
World
good.
Food Championships. Also, you're a champion yourself as far as cooking and barbecue. How many TV shows have you been on?
I've been on, let's see.
Okay, name some of them for us.
I was on Chopped Edition for Food Network, on American Grilled for TV on the Travel Channel on Destination America. Next year I'll be doing 2 different shows next summer, which I got kind of like a gag order. Can't really talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've been doing different shows, different Food Network, food excerpts on TV stations, stuff like that.
So all this means is this man can cook. So,
just
exactly
a
what
little
that
bit,
means.
just
That's
a little
exactly.
bit. Yeah.
so
So-
what were you the most proud of today of yourself?
Man, I turned in a $10,000 rib.
Ah.
The rib was killer.
So what was
So-
your secret? Or, okay, maybe not secret, but
I'm not sure yet. Because to be honest, I forgot my sauce at home. And yeah, it's like barbecue bad 101. But I forgot my sauce at home, so I had to go make a real quick sauce real quick. And I think the sauce was actually a killer.
okay.
So it turned out really, really good. So
Well, we talked about it earlier. Brian and I were talking on the air about
Right.
the slab of ribs. Competitors, 2, 3, 4 slabs of ribs. How many slabs do you use to pick the perfect ones to go in the box?
when I go to the butcher, probably go through 12 slabs of ribs to start. That's just from the store, and from the store we go from 12 to all the way down to about 5.
Okay.
So, and then we do 4 or 5 slabs of ribs. We'll go through, do taste tests on every single one of them, and from there it's like we choose the best and hope for the best with the judges.
All right. So while you're here with us by yourself,
Yep, one-man team.
sling some
So-
mud against some of the other competitors you're going up against.
Oh, see, start talking trash. Oh, you're going to get me. You're going to get me. All right, let's talk some trash. Been on TV shows. I'm the only barbecue entity in Chattanooga that's been to the World Food Championships for barbecue. I've been to the World Food Championships 3 different times. None of these guys have even been to the big stage once. That's about my trash talking right about there.
So you have to be the favorite then, right?
Oh, I'm one of the perennial powerhouses. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so I hate to say this, but would you have been the proverbial favorite if you would have remembered the rubs this morning?
I'm always a proverbial favorite.
See, he's so good he can forget the sauce at home, just make one up on the fly. And
Well, no,
right?
I mean, I've been doing this for competing about 12 years, and it's like everybody calls me the Joker because when I come up, it's like I joke around, I have fun, everything like that at competition, but at the same time, I can knock you off the pedestal to get money.
All right.
So-
So speaking of money, today I think the overall prize money today was like $31.50.
Yep,
How
and
much-
that'll be going right in my pocket.
How much prize money have you won in your years of doing this?
Wow. In 12 years, $62,000.
Wow.
Pretty good payday.
Yeah,
for us.
between chili, barbecue, different types of cooking contests. Like the World Food Championships is a $100,000 cooking competition. If you score in the top 10, you get paid. If you score the number one in your category, it's a $10,000 payday right there.
All right.
So you're walking away with $10,000 plus a chance at $100,000. So.
Well, Brian and I on the weekends like to go eat.
Right.
If we want to find you and your barbecue, where can we?
Go to chattytownbarbecue.com or look me up at Will Smith on Facebook. I have a nice little, funky-looking barbecue logo of a chicken, a pig, and a cow, and they're all on cell phones.
Talking to each other, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's like the chicken's on a cell phone, and he's holding a rack of ribs. The cow is holding the chicken and a chicken sandwich, and then the pulled pork is holding, brisket. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, good luck today, and
all right,
we're
man.
not too far away from the final. I guess 5 o'clock is when they
5 o'clock.
say that
45
they're going
minutes.
to, but it
Roughly.
may still be a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
So, but hey, we appreciate you being here. I
Hey.
think we got
Yeah.
someone else that's going to
No
step
problem,
in.
guys.
and
Very nice
we'll
to meet
talk
you,
to
sir,
him.
and good luck
Yep.
on those shows that we can't
Thank you.
talk about.
Appreciate it.
That's Will Smith with Chattytown Barbecue. And now joining us. Hey.
How you doing? Oh, is this for us?
Now, this is
Here.
what I like. Somebody that brings us gifts and food on top of that.
There you go.
Get rid of, well,
Oh, you're fine.
spirit.
No,
Yes,
the Grillbillies, right?
yes, sir.
All right. So who do we have? Introduce yourself to the millions of people out there.
Okay, my name's Jeff Thompson. I am the pitmaster of the River Road Grillbillies out of Kingston, Tennessee. I used to live here in East Brainerd area too, so
Okay.
more than a lot of roots.
So, what did you feel good about today?
Well, it was a fun event. As far as my results, I felt good with the chicken. I guess we'll see here shortly, won't we? And I felt good with the ribs. The pork, I think it was just average. We'll see. You never know.
Well,
Judges are finicky.
What'd you use on the chicken and the ribs?
I
Like
used,
what kind of spices, sauces?
Well, I use the commercially available ones that
Okay.
a lot of the barbecue teams use. You can go through all the routine of trying to make your own, but by the time you spend all the money to make all your custom blends, you can. Some guys worked for years trying to develop one that he could market it. It's easier to buy theirs, and there's combinations out there that win. And my wife and I are both master judges in the Barbecue Society, so you learn to recognize some of those flavors and stuff, and that's what I try to mimic. Not always successfully, but I can hold my own.
Well, so you're a judge. So talk about some of the things you, as a judge, would look for in a competitor's sampling.
Well, what I really look for is what I would want the average judge to eat. You've got 6 people at a table that you're trying to make happy. You've got people there that like sweet. You've got people there that like heat. And some people, you hear too much smoke in it. So you try to get your flavor profile to be a little heat, a little sweet, a little smoke, and just everything has to blend together. You don't
Right.
want too much heat. Somebody will get that, and I can't eat anymore.
Well, we talked about that earlier as far as when you take that first bite, you want to be able to taste that flavor profile.
Right.
You want a little bit of that bark. Like you said, some people like the sweet, some people like the heat. But as far
And
as
salt.
And the salt. And of course, some today we've tasted. We've been able to taste the vinegar. It just depends, I guess, on a person's taste.
I
So-
gave you a little piece
Okay,
there.
well,
Try
I
and
tell
see
you
what you think. I mean,
Here we go.
it should have a little depth there where you can get a little bit of all of that. The pork, maybe not so much on the heat, but people like a little bit of sweet and a little bit of salt.
That's
It's good.
You
I
could
love
even,
that sauce.
you could even put that on a sandwich and put some coleslaw on there and have a pork barbecue.
There you go.
Oh, we're already talking about tomorrow what we're going to do with no pork barbecue.
Withdrawals
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we're going to have withdrawals.
I bet
So-
you could walk by here and get some leftovers.
So now, as far as your pork butt, that's the one meat. I mean, when you talk about cutting it up and getting the money meat, if you will,
Right, the money muscle.
So the money muscle there. How long from start to finish does it take for that pork butt?
Well, that really,
For you?
it's for me. I cook at a higher temperature, and I can get a pork butt. I'll put it on, wrap it after about 4 hours, and go another hour and a half. So I can have one done in 5.5 hours or so. But then it's good to let it sit, hold, rest up, and get all the juices circulating through it. So
Okay.
So for the average person at home, like me or Danny, if we wanted to go get a pork butt today and say we wanted to cook it tomorrow, do you have to have a smoker? Can you just throw it on a regular propane grill? How long can you expect? What's the best tip you could give our viewers at home?
Okay. I think everyone should own a smoker.
Okay.
First of all, my first smoker, probably about close to 30 years ago, was one of these little bullet type smokers, electric plug in the wall. You put your water pan in it, you can put some wood chunks in it, and they're super easy. You plug them in and put your pork or your meat, your ribs, anything in there, and it'll get done. You have to measure temperature. First thing you do is you don't really go on time to cook something, because one pork butt will cook longer or shorter than the other. They're never an exact science. They are close, but I like to take mine up to, let's say, somewhere between 195 and 200 degrees.
Okay.
So now, as far as smokers go, if we went through, in which we did, and looked at all of the smokers, you probably have the prize smoker here as far as looks.
Yes.
You've got the grill bellies on the side, but you've also got that UT orange.
It's great.
It stands out. You've got the decorations. Of course, your lovely wife, she helps a lot. So you got to give her
I gotta
props,
have your
right?
eye candy. Y'all play that. I need the points.
Now, you said you're from Kingston?
Right.
So I say, okay, so if people wanted to go try your food, where can they find you? How can they find you?
The best thing to do is I'll do a little catering. I don't have a business, and I do this for fun.
Okay.
And if they want me, I'd love to do some tailgating, things like that. The best way to find me is with my name on Facebook, Jeff Thompson, or the River Road Grill Bellies. We're both on there, and you can come in and contact me.
All right.
And
Well,
I'm ready.
Appreciate it very much. Good luck today, and great barbecue. It's
guys.
a little bit of a small cup. But
Well, bring it on. It's close, like you said.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
we
guys.
appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got another guest stepping in here. Thank you very much.
What's up, buddy?
There you go. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. And who we have the pleasure of speaking with today?
My name's Bradley Marks. I'm the executive chef at Garden Plaza, Greenbrier Cove.
All right, so today, barbecuing?
Believe it or
Little
not, this
bit.
was my first competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was.
So how'd it go?
I think we did pretty well.
Well, good.
We spent about 3 or 4 weekends prior just practicing and trying different things out. So
Yeah.
I think we gave them a run for their money. I loved the place, and at least one of them.
So will this be the only one, or are you going to continue this?
Oh, I think this definitely sparked something for us that we're going to continue to do for sure.
Good.
Really enjoyed it. Steve Ray did a great job on promoting this and getting the crowd out here, and it was really nice competing with people that do this competitively. So something that inspired us and something that we look forward to continue doing.
So what were you most happy with today? Were you most happy with your chicken, your ribs, or your pork butt?
I think I was happy with chicken and pork butt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any secrets on spices or sauces you
Now
used?
you know I'm not going to say that.
You don't have
but
to tell us what's in it.
I'm not a vinegar guy.
Okay.
But I was definitely told that this is a vinegar competition. So we kind of went vinegar route, but then also threw in a little sweet. And then tasted a lot of different barbecue competition guys, different seasonings and sauces. And that's what's really cool too, is being somebody new. You know, they're just wide open with helping you out and letting you, just teaching you the ropes, and had a lot of good inspiration, and learned a lot about sweet, savory, salty, heat. So
So you got all the verbiage down,
Yeah.
right?
So-
the bark, the
yeah.
flavor profile.
Yeah. So learned a lot today.
Well,
but
good.
but looking forward to doing this stuff in the future for sure.
All right, so with the pork butt, you did the injection with the vinegar, or apple vinegar?
Apple cider, apple
cider.
juice.
Okay. All right, there
I
we go.
won't tell you the seasonings, but I will say that we had a little Worcestershire and soy sauce in there.
All right, so dry rub,
Of course.
and then I know Brian's going to laugh when I say this, but so you spritz your butt throughout?
Yes. Yeah, and that's what you hit it with the sweet. That's when you
That's
hit.
what-
That's when you
exactly.
want your glaze. So that's when you hit it with just like the straight apple juice. Now we did get like a low sugar apple juice, so it wouldn't caramelize completely. But yeah, so that's what. I mean, I did my homework. talk to a lot of the veterans here, and so I just went with that. So.
Well, that's why I noticed you guys were all here to compete, but I noticed a lot of talking back and forth between each other, and it seemed like everybody was real friendly
great.
with each other.
Yeah, we have 3 competition people here. One is in the top 50 in the nation, and then the other 2 within the top 100 and then 150. So it was really great just sitting back, and they're all about just giving you, any kind of feedback that you want, sampling each other's products and all that kind of stuff, telling you how they did it. So it was pretty neat.
So now, did you learn anything to take back from today to your day-to-day job?
Oh yeah. Well, the difference is what you got to understand is competition cooking is completely different from backyard cooking. Okay, so what I would eat at home and what you would eat at home and what I would cook at work is completely different than what the judges judge on. They're looking for that one bite barbecue. Not always fall off the bone completely. So it's just a little difference, a little adjustment you got to do. But yeah, there's definitely some things that I would take back.
Well, good.
How tired are you after being out here since
Hey,
about
man.
5 a.m.?
Hey man, I'm a chef. I'm used to this stuff, So no, I mean, it is what it is. I'm starting to pack down now, and I'll get a good night's rest, and I'll be at work tomorrow morning, and we're gonna bang out some brunch.
Great. Well, thank you for stopping
Thank
by
you very
and seeing
much.
us. Good luck.
I
Good
appreciate
luck,
it. Thank
and,
you very
hope
much.
to see you up there.
Just about.
All right, I hope so too.
35 minutes now, just about. So good luck. Thank you. So there we go. Some of the competitors, and just a great event. We can't say anything else. It's just been a great time out here. But we still got 35 minutes until we announce the overall winner. And we're going to go ahead and take a break and be back with more on WTNB.
Welcome back, WTNB. Danny Bradley here at the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic with John and Tara of Epi's Barbecue. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Have some fun?
Great
Yeah.
time.
I'm a little tired though, right? I heard you say.
Yes.
So how long has the day been?
18, 24 hours for us.
Yeah.
Really?
We didn't get off work till midnight last night.
So, and then what time did you get here to get started?
5.
Yeah, right at 5.
Okay. So everything turned in today. What was you most pleased with?
Ribs.
Yes.
Ribs. So
Ribs.
what makes you feel special about those?
We tried them and we loved them.
So we've talked to different competitors here today. What type of grill do you use?
I've got a stick burner offset that it's just a homemade offset smoker.
Okay. And what kind of wood? Just normal?
Hickory wood.
Okay. Is it hickory all the time?
Hickory.
Okay. And so as far as today then, what did you think about the Too Hot, Too Fast?
I liked it.
Did you like it? How
Yes.
did the brats go?
Ours turned out good.
Now, so was that a surprise to you?
Yes, it was.
We've heard the competitors today say that, I've never cooked a brat in my life, which was kind of funny, but,
And he actually won, didn't he?
Yeah, the one that did, yeah. So, Epi's Barbecue, tell us a little bit about that, where we can find you guys.
We're actually not in business right now. We do events
Okay,
and
well.
competitions. We're out of Ringo, Georgia. Started it, 2 years ago, or last year. Started doing events last year around Ringo, and we're starting to branch out a little bit farther now.
All right, so can we find you on the internet then if someone has an event to do?
We're on Facebook
Okay,
under Epi's Barbecue.
Epi's Barbecue
Yes.
in Ringo, Georgia.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so as far as today, what have you learned about? I mean, how many competitions have you done?
This is our second one.
So where was the first one?
Gordon Lee Mansion.
Okay. So did you learn something from that and going to take something from this one as
Oh,
well?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
So what from today?
Well, I learned that expect the unexpected. For sure.
So a lot of folks here, this Lamar Johnson, this is the inaugural, the kickoff, and we were talking to some of the organizers earlier, and they're hoping that this is something that will continue. Will you guys be here next year?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
All right. So where are you moving to next? I mean, are there any other competitions around the area? Or
We're not doing a competition, but we've got an event at Hell's Bar Marina next weekend.
And where is that at?
It's up on the lake at Hales Bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all
It's
right.
like a fall festival up there.
Okay. All right. So I mean, beautiful weather today for barbecue. I
is.
don't know. I mean, this was not too hot, not too cold, a little
Right.
bit windy, but we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank y'all very much,
Thank
and
you.
good luck today, and hopefully you've enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
And
Yes.
we'll, I guess, around 5 o'clock, we'll find out who our overall winner is.
That's
So-
right.
So we'll take a break, and we will be back with WTNB Barbecue at Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic.
Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa, Tennessee for the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic. Brian Russell, Danny Bradley, and we're joined here by a very special guest, Jim Chaney. Jim, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So you competed today, correct?
We did. The general contractor and I competed. We're both part of the development team here at Cambridge Square. Barry Payne, BP Construction, and then I do a lot of the marketing and lease-up work here. So we took a lesson in humility today.
So first time in a barbecue competition,
In a
correct?
formal barbecue, yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
So
yeah.
how'd it go? What were you most pleased with, the chicken, the ribs, or the pork butt?
For me personally, it was the chicken. I think Barry liked the ribs the best, and we were really happy with the way things turned out. But I think the criteria and everything else, there's a lot of people here very experienced, so we were appreciative of the fact to be involved.
You
So
learned
it
a
was
lot,
fun.
right?
We did. We learned a whole lot. We did. We made several trips to Walmart. We made a trip to Ace Hardware, and made a trip to buy batteries, and we made a trip to do this and this, that, and the other. And then we'd kind of sneak back in the backside and be like, oh, we had this all along.
So now what's the team name?
It's like a Cambridge Square Barbecue Affair or something like that.
Okay.
So kind of generic, but we got into it. Steve called us and said, hey, you guys want to participate? And we're like, yeah, we're in. Then we drove by last night and saw all these, professionals lined up, and we're like, maybe we could just leave town or something. But we had a great time, and everybody was super nice and helped us out with a lot of different stuff. So we had a great time. We'll be back.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the exciting things that are happening here at Cambridge Square. You mentioned the development. Talk about that.
Right. Well, so we've been under construction now for about 3.5 years. We're right at about the 10 building mark. We've got a lot on the outside of it. You've got a lot of commercial and medical office space, and then of course for the square side of things, it's restaurant and entertainment driven. And a big part of what we do is festivals like this, right? So we have people come in, and D9 is a big supporter of ours. They help us get a lot of vendors in, and we do a lot of outreach to the communities and things like that. So, 3.5 years going. We've had the best crowd that we've ever had at Oktoberfest. Everybody seems to be having a great time. We got great weather. We've had really horrible weather in the past. So this year was great.
Yeah.
So-
Today you definitely couldn't ask for better weather. I mean,
No,
this has
absolutely
been
not.
Just beautiful. So,
I've been out here before when it was 35 degrees and raining sideways, and that is not fun.
Well, we were talking earlier about some. We've been here to the burger place, having an ale, a couple other, here, but it continues to grow. What are we looking for in the future here from the food and entertainment piece?
We announced Il Primo, which is a Italian restaurant on the North Shore or Riverview in Chattanooga. That's been about 6 months or so, but we'll start there. So they'll probably be the newest restaurant, except for Shane's Rib Shack, which is going in right over here on the building, which we can't see from this angle. But they're coming online. We have a boutique coming online. And we're just aggressively looking for more and more local people that are interested in being out here. That's kind of our shtick. We're much more interested in local proprietors and local business owners, because we're not really in competition with the mall and places like that. That's kind of its own thing. But the walkability here, the ability to come in and sit, park your car and spend the afternoon, or free Wi-Fi and all those different things like that. It's much more kind of relaxed experience. So that's kind of where we're going, and we hope we'll have more professional service and office and things like that. And then, of course, anybody that's interested, we're more than willing to talk to them and see what they'd like to put in place. So.
Yeah. Well, I remember when this first started being built, like you said, about 3 years ago.
Right.
And just watching it grow has been amazing. We love to come down here. It's just a beautiful place. And now we're going to start having houses built, single-family homes. So.
Yeah, that's the next big phase. So we intentionally did the commercial side of things first, primarily because we wanted the community of Ottawa or the greater Ottawa community to feel like this was a part of who they were and kind of more of a town center. And then, now we're going to build residential, and we're zoned for about 300 homes. The first phase is right at 100. And this last count, from what I understand, we've had about 7 to 9 lot reservations over the last several days. We had an open house Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we got people that are really excited about the commercial part, and then we got people that are, so excited that hopefully they want to live here.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to purchase a lot or talk to someone, how do they get in contact? Who do they get in contact?
Well, we have a sales center right here on the square. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's listed on our website, Cambridge Square TN as in Tennessee.com. You can find us that way. And you can drop in at any point. They're open during the week. You're welcome to contact us, through our website. And then, really, there's a lot of the activation and stuff that we do. Hopefully, that we'll have people just kind of milling around, and we'll have agents out here. Legacy Real Estate and Development is our listing partner, and so just locating one of those folks is the quickest way to get an introduction to what we're doing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely.
It's great to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
And glad you enjoyed the competition. So.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Thank you guys for being here.
No problem. It's our pleasure. So we're going to go ahead and go break and be back. And we are about 20 minutes away from the overall winner. So stick with us on WTNB. Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa, Tennessee. Danny Bradley and Brian Russell, the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Classic. And we are just about ready for the winners of each category in the overall winner. So we are going to go to Carl and Steve Ray for that announcement as they try to get all the competitors around the table. There you see Steve Ray and Carl getting ready. Of course, Steve Ray, owner of Midnight Oil here in Ottawa.
And one of the sponsors, along with Food City.
2016 Lamar Johnson Classic. Brought to you by Food City. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a full day of spectacular barbecue all day long. We've got a bad barbecue in the bunch. I can assure you that. Try them all. This time, I'd like to present the winners of the Lamar Johnson Classic. The first category is chicken. In third place, your name is called. Please come forward. Collect your award. In third place, Cambridge Barbecue Affair.
Third place, Cambridge Barbecue Affair. He said that he was worried about it, but nothing to worry about.
Right. He said he felt good about that, so congratulations to them. Congratulations. This was their first attempt at any kind of barbecue competition. So.
In second place, for chicken, please give it up for River Road Grill Billy.
Grill Billy, second place.
Over here, Jim. Congratulations, Cindy. Congratulations, Jim. How about that?
He was pleased with his chicken today, so second place finish. Money and as well.
Now, the winner for chicken in first place. Give it up for America Smokers.
America Smokers, first place chicken. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
Right? Great job.
The next event is ribs. And if you know me, you know I love ribs. I tried them all. They're wonderful. I don't envy the judges.
$400 to first place in each category. $250 for second place, $150 for third place.
They're all great. I'll leave it at that. Anyway,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
in third place for ribs, please give it up for Choo Choo Barbecue.
Choo Choo Barbecue, third place for ribs. That is worth $150.
There you go, bud. I know what you're waiting on.
Gave him his envelope, said, "We know what you're waiting
Second
on."
place,
Second places will be worth
South
$250.
Smokers.
That is Deep South Smokers. Danny, you and I are both impressed by their sauce that they use.
Had a great sauce, great taste, very little vinegar taste, a little bit on the sweet side, not much heat.
That is $250 to them. And now Now first place overall for ribs worth $400.
For the rib portion of the event,
American Smokers takes home their second first place winner. So now $800 to American Smokers.
Tell you what, on a roll.
ladies and gentlemen, the next portion is the pork.
And now we're to the pork.
In third place,
Third place here,
give it up
$150.
for Deep South Smokers.
Deep South Smokers takes home their second award. Good job to them.
Another one. Got it. Thank you so much.
In second place, America Smokers.
Place to American Smokers. So placing in every category, Danny.
I might be looking at the overall right here.
First
First
place
place
winner
for
for
$400.
Give it up for none other than Choo Choo Barbecue.
Choo Barbecue, overall winner in the pork butt. Great job by them. And now one winner left, which will be the overall winner, which is worth $500.
Everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out. And I think we made the first ever Lamar Johnson Classic a big success. It's all because of you. We sure appreciate it. And all the spectators that came out, we sure thank you for coming. I want to give a real big thank you very much to our good friends at Oodalong Fabrication and Mechanical for making these great trophies for us right here at Oodalong. Their number is 238-6848. And a big thank you to Food City for providing all the meat for the contestants today. And also a big thank you to the good folks here at Cambridge Square for making such a wonderful place that everyone here in Oodalong can be proud of. Mary, Jim, thank you so much, very much. Now we're going to announce the grand prize winner.
So once again, Danny, the grand prize winner worth $500.
A lot of money on the line.
Of the 2016 Lamar Johnson Classic, presented by Food City, is none other than
American Grillers, Danny. Hard not to win that when you placed in all three categories.
America Smokers.
American Smokers, yep. First place, $500.
Everybody, thank you for coming so much. Thank you, everybody at WTNB. Jay,
So there you go.
Randall, please get with the good folks at WTNB so they can talk to you. Okay? Jay, they'll want to talk with you. Okay, everybody? Thank you so much for coming. Brian, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it.
So we can get our champion here.
Great job.
He receives his congratulations from everybody.
Thank you so much. Hope you had a good time.
We'll just wait. We'll get a word with him as he walked away with everything. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations again. So here we go. Tell you what, I'll hold those for you if you want to slide these on.
Yeah, don't let him hold the money. You'll never see it again.
Man, gosh.
So,
a lot of hardware here.
Were you surprised? First question.
Well, number one, yes. You're always surprised.
I'll let you hold your.
This is an absolute amazing day. Give all the glory to God. That's why we're out here doing this. This was the last minute decision to come out today. Steve Ray put on an absolutely wonderful event, and what hooked me in, he put up a Facebook ad and he said, "We want you to come out. We're having a cook-off to involve the people, to bring everybody out and to get the people involved, give the people to try your stuff." And at the end of the day, every cook-off we do, we travel all around the country doing this, and I don't think enough of that happens. So we're really happy to be able to do that today.
Well, great job. We had some barbecue from you earlier. You talked about you like to serve it warm, but the plugs, I think something happened there.
We had a little technical difficulty with the plug there, so the sauce was cool. But
it didn't matter. Trust me, it was amazing.
Okay, well, thank you.
Great job. So if our viewers out there would like to visit you, where can they find you?
They can find us on Facebook.com if you'll search America Smokers, and that's America with a M. At the end of the day, we compete KCBS here. We compete many different states around this area. However, we are starting to do some catering and things like that around the area. So if they're interested, give us a call.
I'll tell you what, this right here should help.
I was going to say, I think you're going to hear from a few people after today. So congratulations again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You were one of the people as we walked around, you weren't afraid to tell everybody what was going on and what was happening and everything. So great job.
Is it possible to do one more thing?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so I have 4 kids and my wife that are not with me today. They're actually out with my in-laws. Now, the significance of this is that I have never cooked without them before. However, I learned today I definitely need her here. So I want to say hi to all my kids at home. Oliver, Lincoln, Paisley, and Gentry, I love you. And again, just glory to God.
All right, so in your wife's name?
Brooke.
Brooke, and your name?
Jay Frankovich.
Frankovich.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Okay, so congratulations. Great job today. We both loved it. So, man,
appreciate it.
Glory to God, like you said. Good job.
Go ahead and call your wife and let her know you won.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, Jay Frankovich, American Smokers. So, great job. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back to wrap things up here from Cambridge Square in Ottawa.
Welcome back to Ottawa, home of the Lamar Johnson Classic Barbecue, and I'm here with Randall, Amanda, and Cash of Deep South Smokers. Here we go. There we go. Deep South Smokers. How did the day go?
It went good, I thought.
I think everything went well. We were happy with everything. We there were a couple things that weren't perfect by any means, but it was a good day.
So, what were the second overall in ribs?
We were second in ribs, third in pork, and third overall.
So, how do you feel about that?
Good.
So,
Yeah.
how many competitions have you guys been in?
This year I think we're at about 12. We fluctuate anywhere from 15 a year to 25 a year, just depending.
Okay. So now where are you located out of?
We're out of Cumming, Georgia, which is about 45 minutes north of Atlanta.
Okay. So someone wants barbecue from Deep South?
Well, we don't really do barbecue. We build commercial and competitive barbecue equipment.
Okay.
In fact, Grill Billy's is cooking on one. We're cooking on one. So 2 of the 11 guys here cooked on one.
Well, good. And, we talked about actually the Grill Billy's, the way they have it decorated, of course, with the UT orange.
Yeah.
You're from Georgia. I guess yours probably
Well,
is not orange.
we charge a lot extra for orange.
At least twice as much.
What'd you say, Cash? And any other color. Okay.
Red and black is cheaper, but
You can make anything as long as it's red or black.
Yeah,
right?
red and black, yeah.
So today, as far as what threw you for a loop?
Well, I don't know that anything threw us for a loop. It was a traditional timelines are a little different, so it was a little bit of an adjustment. Instead of turning it at 12, 12:30, 1, and 1:30, which in KCBS you'll do 4 categories. We had a 3, 3:30, and 4 turn in, which adjusted things a little bit. And you start talking about wind and temperature and things affect things a little bit differently. Ribs cooked a little bit faster. We have some pretty good methods to hold product. But it does affect quality, so you overcome a few things there with those issues too.
So were you pleased with the results? I mean, was there something, were you
Yeah.
surprised?
Yeah,
or
no,
you thought you did better?
I knew when we turned in chicken that we were not a top 3 team in chicken. It was not what I would have said was worthy of a call, so it wasn't a shock to me at all. Ribs were good. I expected to do well in ribs and pork. I feel we're a pretty strong pork cook anyway. That's a pretty regular call for us, so I was real happy with everything.
All right. Well, for what it's worth, Brian and I, and Brian's off the air right now off the side here, but we did test a lot of the barbecue today. We actually both agreed that your sauce was probably the best we tested today, just simply because it had a little bit of a sweetness to it. You couldn't taste the vinegar, not much heat. It just tasted really well on everything you put it on. We were like, okay, good.
And I think one of the important things in competition barbecue is to not be too spicy or too sweet. You've got to be somewhere in the middle to please the majority of the folks, because the judges, if you're too spicy, some people may like that, but some people may hate that, and that'll hurt you. And so you've got to be somewhere in the middle of the road and just be good. You can't necessarily be amazing. It just has to be good and in the middle of the road.
So this is the inaugural Lamar Johnson.
Yeah.
Are you going to be here for the second?
I don't expect we wouldn't be.
No, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, and we're an hour and 45 minutes from here, and I've got family in Catoosa County in Ringgold, Georgia, so this is a pretty easy little trip for us, and I had a good time. This is a nice little event.
All right, well, thank you very much. Cash, anything to add?
Yeah, I liked it because it was different than the others. There wasn't brisket, which I enjoyed. Well, I liked the special with the broth and stuff. I liked how that happened.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the part that I said maybe threw some people for a loop.
Well, it did, and it's funny, we were all standing around guessing, and we're thinking Oktoberfest, and when we're all Googling on our phones, what's a traditional German food, and we're thinking you can't do that because we're not cooking hams, it takes too long, and then we're thinking it's got to be bratwurst, and then he rolled the little cooler out, and I'm thinking, there's 11 teams, he didn't have much in that cooler, it's got to be something. And we already sent her to the store. She was at the store on the phone with me when he announced what it was, so I could have her get stone ground mustard and sauerkraut and everything else that we thought we may need. So
yeah.
So Brian and I get ready to go into competition. DeepSouthSmokers.com, 770-886-6920.
Yes, sir.
All right, hey guys, thank you very much. We've enjoyed it. Hopefully you
pleasure.
Of course, you're leaving with a few trophies and a little bit of money in your pocket, so not too bad today.
No, we had a blast.
All right, thank you guys very much. We'll be right back with more from the Lamar Johnson Classic live on WTNB.
Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa, Tennessee for WTNB's coverage of the Lamar Johnson Barbecue Cook-Off. Brian Russell, Danny Bradley. And at this time, we're joined by Steve Ray of Steve Ray's Midnight Oil and the voice of the Ottawa Owls.
Man, Brian and
what
Danny,
a day.
I am tired. I'm tired. We started at 4:30 this morning, and it is 5:10.
So you're ready for a nap.
I got to clean up. Well, what a great day. What a great day for Ottawa. What a great day for, I think, local barbecue. Man, we had some formidable teams come in here.
Really did.
And Jay Frankovich, it was so wild. He didn't sign up till Thursday.
Oh, that's what he said. He said you sent out a message.
We had a young man drop out for personal reasons, and I said, man, I really want to get this thing as full as I can. I put it on Facebook, and I got this message, and it said, can anybody compete? And I said, yeah. He goes, even a pro? I said, yeah. And I called him up and I talked to him, and I was begging him. I said, come on. And he called me up Thursday morning. He goes, I've got some bad news. I went, oh. He goes, I'll do it. He really got me.
And he walks away.
And then he walks away with it. Yeah,
$1,450.
That's like the coach calling the quarterback off the bench. And then he throws the touchdown pass.
Well, is it safe to say, based on the success of this, that we're going to see it again next year?
I certainly hope so. You never know, but I don't see how we can't do it.
Well, and we were talking about, do you expand it to more than 12 teams, or
no,
do you want to keep it?
No, I want to make it 12 teams, and I want to make it a deal where, the top three finishers are automatic, and anybody that wants to come back, can come back, and I want to make it an event where it fills up quickly, and people, Dan, want to be here. Want to be here badly, and what I'd like to do is build their prize pay, with more sponsors, and build that prize base. We had $33,150 prize, a prize base this time, and I think we can build on that. And if you can stretch that out among just 12 teams instead of paying the top three, let's go to the top 10, and and that would be fantastic. If you came, you pay 1 through 10. And only 2 people are going to be left out of the money. See what I'm saying? And in the top 5, maybe pay, for the grand champion, pay the top 5. And because these guys, you can tell you've been here all day. They spend a lot of money to come here, and their equipment, their rigs, their time, everything. It's an expensive sport, and something like this makes it more affordable for everybody. So if if we went from 12 teams to 14 teams, that'd be okay. But I can see it staying at that level. I really do.
Well, tell us about, well, first of all, Lamar Johnson. Obviously, you know, we talked
Mm-hmm.
about him earlier and gave a little history. Dapper young gentleman with the top hat. Talk to us about the trophies, because that has got to be one of the most unusual,
Very unique,
but very special trophies we've ever seen.
I charged Al Hargis, who owns American Air and HVAC. He opened a new business in Ooltewah Manufacturing and Fabrication. And he opened this to build ductwork for his company's HVAC system. But the side business is plasma cutting things out of steel. And you should see the things he's brought me over the last 6 months that he's made. He made our Owl's Nest barbecue logo for us. He's just a Tennessee sign that has Chattanooga at the top, and Chattanooga skyline in a Tennessee, inside of a state of Tennessee border-like thing. And I told him, I said, Al, I want something unique. And I said, and I explained the history of who Lamar Johnson is, and he came up with that design. And the top hat, I thought was just perfect.
I mean, here's our example.
Right, yeah, I just think they did a fantastic job. You know, what an imagination, and you know, and it's like I told somebody, you know, that one, you know, that's the first one that's never been kissed. So, so I sure hope Jay enjoys that and takes that home. You know, he came here all the way from Philadelphia, Tennessee, up in Monroe County, and we're so glad he did.
And didn't decide until Thursday.
And didn't decide until Thursday. So, you know, we need to get the, you know, the way we got the word out this time was just on social network and on Facebook. And I think with a little bit more, advertising, you know, maybe we can fill the field, you know, quicker.
So talk about Facebook. Lamar Johnson on Facebook.
Lamar Johnson Classic on Facebook. You sure can.
People can go out there and learn the history of not just Lamar Johnson, but also of barbecue
in the Ooltewah area
as well, because that's one of the things we talked about with the Perry County early in the 1900s. So a lot of information out there, and it never hurts to grow a little bit in the knowledge.
No, and you know, a lot of people don't realize, people that live here don't realize that in the early 1900s, Ooltewah had this many people living there. It was a major train stop between Atlanta and Chattanooga, because it's where the line split. I mean, it was a huge community, an important community. As a matter of fact, it was the county seat of a whole nother county that just vanished, James County. So, and that doesn't happen a lot in the United States. They don't just say you're bankrupt, you can't be a county anymore.
Right.
You know, most people raise taxes and they make it. You know,
Exactly.
But they didn't do that then. So, a very, very interesting history of the whole thing.
Well, and you couldn't have picked a better setting than Cambridge Square right here. I mean, just beautiful.
You know, Barry and Jim, they competed here today. What they have done with this property is just so unique. They're going to be building homes here now. This time next year, I would dare to say that the parking lot next to us will not be there. It's going to be a building. The whole face of this will keep changing. It's a very dynamic setting. They'll have more restaurants. They've got a rib restaurant opening, I know, and an Italian restaurant. It has become the entertainment center here in Ooltewah.
Danny and I are trying to figure out how we're going to move down here and live. So we're trying to work.
Come
that
on,
out
we got
right
plenty of room for everybody. Everybody wants to come to Ooltewah, and we're glad to have you.
And of course, last night, big win for the Owls.
Come back, come from behind when they were down at halftime.
Had us
and
a little nervous, didn't
well,
they?
when you don't turn the ball over, and 4 times in one half, and you take care of the football,
Makes a difference,
you take
right?
care of business. And but I'll tell you something, that Cleveland team, take away those injuries, and it's an entirely different season for them. That little Jones kid, and I think Eldon was the last name of that other young man. What great runners, and what great futures Cleveland has. I mean, they're that fellow that came down from Knox West to coach them. We better look out. I know Coach Brian knows he's going to be on his A game. Because that guy's coming.
Yeah, Coach
he's coming.
Cummings, he had a lot to. I mean, not many teams are working on their 5th, 6th string quarterback this late in the season. So a great game, but obviously Ooltewah now is assured a playoff spot for the season. They finish up next week at Walker Valley.
Sure do.
And then we find out about the playoffs and whether or not the Owls will be hosting at the Owls Nest or they'll have to go on the road.
And that's always a weird 4 or 5 days, isn't it? With the TSSAA, you don't know what they're going to do.
You never know what they're going to do.
You never do.
So, well, Steve Ray, owner of Steve Ray's Midnight Oil here in Ooltewah, Ottawa and the voice of the Ottawa Owls. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you,
out
Brian,
there.
very
We
much.
appreciate
Dan,
it.
thank you.
We've enjoyed
I
it
appreciate
so
it.
much.
And hey, Brian, I'm going to tell you something. You talk about we got a barbecue cook here. He came to our little seminar we had.
Maybe
and,
he enters next
but
year.
I
You
tell you
never
what,
know.
I believe if he'd have pulled up in a rig, he may have been in the 7th or 8th spot there. I don't know.
Bradley's Barbecue. I can already see the entry.
He's
for
pretty
next year.
good. He's pretty good.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back to wrap up everything here from Cambridge Square in Ottawa. Stick with us on WTNB. Welcome back to Cambridge Square here in Ottawa, Tennessee. Danny Bradley, Brian Russell, and what a day.
I need to go take a nap.
I haven't even been up since 4 or 5 a.m. like most of these people, and I'm wore out. So, great day, everything. We want to remind you of some upcoming events here on WTNB and around the area. Toyota of Cleveland is having their first ever, the inaugural Trunk or Treat at Toyota of Cleveland. So make sure you go check them out. That's between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. They'll be giving out candy. So thank you to them for sponsoring that and putting that on. That'll be a great event for the kids. And then, of course, the Halloween block party. Also Monday, 31st, downtown Cleveland, WTNB. Make sure you stop by and say hi. A number of the hosts will be out there. We'll be having a costume contest for kids 12 and under, and we'll give away $100 to the best costume, as well as some candy, so make sure you stop there.
It will be fun.
Yep, it will be. Danny might be dressed up. You never know. Josh and Jay, I'm sure, will dress up. And then stick with us after we sign off right here. We will have the replay of last night's Ottawa Owls against the Cleveland Blue Raiders. And, Danny, that was a great game. You don't want to miss that.
Great game.
Yep.
Yeah,
So for Danny Bradley, it's Brian Russell down here from Cambridge Square in Ottawa, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And we'll see you next time here on WTNB.